All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets on Prize Picks today here for Taco Tuesday. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, in this video, I'll be showing you guys all the best bets here for Taco Tuesday for basically college football, college basketball, and the NBA. We are getting some decent edges. We'll be using partially the new NBA tool, which will be available on the website tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Let's go ahead and show you guys that. We'll start out here with the NBA. So yeah, guys, starting out here with the way that this tool is broken down is to really give us all the information that we need for an NBA bet that we might want. And so looking at this first one here, we see the best bet on the board right now is actually SGA to get under 5.5 rebounds. But when we include all the other data points, and best is what I mean by like based off of how Vegas sees the game going. Okay, Vegas is giving us about a 55% chance for the under to hit. But when we look at some of the other data points that are coming in, the projection data here, guys, likes the over. The average, which is basically just taking a peek at his average adjusted for the minutes, right around there. Okay, we take a look at the Vegas points per minute line there. I'll have this all listed out on the update tomorrow. And DVP projection, which is adjusting for the matchup, that suggests that the over. And so for me, I'm looking at this bet, guys. And if you're someone that bets on maybe Sleeper, Flip, or one of those other sites or a traditional sportsbook, I actually think that this would be a good bet for the over on one of those sites because the payout will be adjusted to match the under, which is currently the favorite there. But then we look at a bet like Mike Conley here, where the data points that we have coming in from Mike Conley are telling us that he should be able to get the over here. Okay, the average likes it, the Vegas per minute, the DVP projection, and we see his minutes adjustment. Not that many more minutes is what he's expected to get, but a very good one. We scroll down here. What we're going to notice is that lately he hasn't gone the over. Lately he's had 1, 1, 3, 1. So lately he really hasn't gone the over. That's a little bit of a concern to me. All the Vegas line data that we have coming in is basically at 1.5. They're basically all around minus 130 or so. Okay, there's some sites here. DraftKings has it at minus 110. They're the outlier there. So if you're someone that's betting on a more traditional sportsbook site, you could, do that there instead. So I don't mind that one. Another one that's definitely interesting here is Grady Dick to get under his fantasy score. The only thing that is telling us that he could get the over is going to be his projection, which isn't that much higher. It's a little bit higher, don't get me wrong. But we see he has been consistently able to get the over recently. So that is a little bit of a concern. And obviously sportsbook odds, we're not going to get that for a fantasy score line. That's not a true bet. It's a combination stat. Definitely interesting to see there, but his minutes have been down. Okay. The Raptors have gotten a little bit healthier, which would lead to a decrease in the role there for Grady Dick. So I don't mind that one. Another one that's really popping up is Polzin to get under his fantasy score. I'm sure a lot of this has to do with his potential to get a decrease in his minutes. Because of this game, guys, it is a 17-point spread, right? Which maybe that does help out Grady Dick. We'll see. But this is one of the easiest matchups for opposing bigs. So we are seeing some different data points. I can see why Vegas is telling us to bet the under. I can also see why the other data points that we have coming in maybe are telling us to bet the over. To me, I would read that as a bet that I want to stay away from. So the next best NBA bet that I really think that we have here is going to be looking at Tyrese Halliburton to get over his fantasy score. Okay, so if we take his average adjusted for his projected minutes, that's the only data point that's telling us that he would get the under. And so Vegas has given him about a 53% likelihood to get over 38.5, which I'm fine with. Okay, I'm like, makes sense. And if we look at the game log, not going to be the best game log in terms of getting this over. That is a little bit of a concern. We should be able to get 35 minutes out of him. And if we look on the season, this is closer to his average. And so maybe not the best bet, but I'm kind of okay with it. It's fine. We can see here rebounds and assists kind of points to more of the over. Gets a pretty good matchup as well. Halliburton does for fantasy score purposes as well. So all those are pretty good. And so another one here, guys, that's popping up as like a decent like traditional sportsbook bet or Flip or Sleeper, one of those sites. James Harden to get over his assists. So again, Vegas is telling us to bet the under, which is fine. But actually, this is kind of, obviously we wouldn't want to use this on PrizePicks or Underdog. I think that's pretty clear. But Vegas is telling us that they like the under. So because of that, because of all the other data points coming in, I actually don't mind the idea of betting the over on one of those sites. And so one thing I want to take a peek at here while we are still with NBA is I want to take a peek at the hammer bets. These are going to be bets where all the data points are aligning with what we're being told to do. Slight edges here. So we got like Giannis for over his PRA. We see the PrizePicks line is currently a little bit lower than Underdog. The average sportsbook line, this is a very good bet. He gets a very good matchup. Minutes are expected to be pretty high. And basically all the lines that we're getting with Giannis currently is like considered a hammer bet. We also are getting Anthony Edwards as well, where his lines are all a little bit too low there. So, not a terrible way to go about doing it. Now, these are all about a 50% split, but still not bad bets. And so now we go ahead and jump on into more of the traditional Prize Picks cheat sheet here for you guys. Again, that NBA sheet will be available for 9 to 5 members tomorrow. Maybe I'll have it out tonight, but officially tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Looking at the best prop bets that we have today, we are getting some pretty good edges, I would say. So first and foremost, college basketball, we're getting some decent EV bets, pure EV bets. Andrew Carr to get over 10.5 points, currently a great bet. Jaden Shoot to get over his rebounds and assists. Typically speaking, guys, I expect these ones to get bumped by the time most of you guys are getting into watching them. If they're still available, by all means, you can bet on those. Some of the bets I want to call out here, though, Javon Small to get over his fantasy score college basketball-wise is simply going to be one of the better bets that we currently have. 55% edge, so the average sportsbook line really likes the over here a decent amount. Still like a 52%, even with the line adjusted at 34.75, so pretty good edge there. Projection data agrees. Underdog slightly higher, so at least we're getting a slight edge there as well. And if we look at it, he has consistently gone this over, so that is simply going to be a good bet for us on today's slate. Another bet that we're getting a decent edge on here is going to be Hunter Salas to get over his fantasy score here, a 33.5. Now, we see the game log, maybe not the best game log for people to see and like, but when we zoom out and see kind of the other data points that are coming in for this bet, we are going to notice that his fantasy score on PrizePicks is definitely the outlier. Okay, the average sportsbook line likes it at 36. Maybe that's a little bit too high. Vegas is kind of expecting, whereas the projection data and the underdog line are much more in line with each other. And so we can clearly see that the PrizePicks line is definitely the outlier data point there. So seemingly a good bet for us there. We are getting some decent other college basketball prop bets here. This line should be closer to 30, but we are seeing that the projection data does like the over a little bit there as well. And then for what's worth, guys, here with the fantasy score line here for this Boise State game, Penn State game, we are seeing that his line is maybe a little bit too high. The underdog line is a little bit lower than the PrizePicks line. A slight edge there. Nothing that we need to go crazy with, though. I did want to call that out because there is a slight edge there. And so I don't want to make this video too long. Let's go ahead and get into the 9 to 5 bet of the day here. But first, just a reminder of the promo code that's going on up until today. Okay, so guys, take advantage of this promo code. It'll be done with today. Use the promo code KEEPCASH to get 20% off your first 9 to 5 month membership. Or if you guys are a returning member, take advantage of that today. And so, getting into the 9 to 5 bet of the day, just recapping all those bets I just mentioned, I think we are getting a decent edge here with Halburn to get over his fantasy score, Grady Dick under his fantasy score, Mike Conley to get over 1.5 3-pointers made. I just realized these two games are about to go live. That's annoying. I guess that's the theme today, and we only have about 2 hours of these bets. It's a nice day to be betting. Let's just put it that way, because there's going to be a lot of prop bets going on today. So apologies, guys. I didn't notice that. It's unfortunate, but we will have a lot of bets going on today. Obviously, check out 9to5sports.com to get access to those prop bets every day. Now, lastly, I want to show you guys one other fantasy score line that is a good bet for us on Underdog. So Jaden here, where we're going to notice his fantasy score is at 28.2 on Underdog. One, this is a bet that does give us a 54% likelihood if I were to pull it up here on the Underdog cheat sheet. But I don't even need to show you guys that because PrizePicks currently has him at 32.5. That is clearly a little bit too high, so a decent edge there for Underdog as well. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. That does help out a lot. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck with all your bets today. Let's have a good Taco Tuesday. Remember, if you guys have it available, bet them all 5 individually. If you guys don't, I'm perfectly fine with a 5 slip stack. That's all, guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Happy New Year's. And as always, let's keep cashing.